All right, load of talk, load of grok. All right, we're going to talk about the 20-point peace plan for Israel that Trump unveiled with old baby Netanyahu. All right, so this is from the BBC. Here's the points. Gaza will be de-radicalized, terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. All right, ambitious statement. 2. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza, who have suffered more than enough. Will it? Number 3. If both sides agree to this proposal, okay, so that's just a starting off. Number 3 is an if-then. If both sides agree to this proposal, the war will immediately end. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed-upon line to prepare for a hostage release. During this time, all military operations, including aerial and artillery bombardment, will be suspended, and battle lines will remain frozen until conditions are met for a complete staged withdrawal. Okay, so we back it up, we get those hostages out. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages, alive and deceased, will be returned. I think a lot of them are the latter. Number 5. Once all hostages are released, Israel will release 250 life sentence prisoners plus 1,700 Gazans who were detained after October 7th, including all women and children detained in that context. Why did they detain a bunch of women and children after October 7th? What did they do? For every Israeli hostage whose remains are released, Israel will release the remains of 15 deceased Gazans. At some point, you start doing math here. Once all the hostages are returned, Hamas members will commit to peaceful coexistence and to decommission their weapons, and all of them who agree to that will be given amnesty. Members of Hamas who wish to leave Gaza will be provided safe passage to receiving countries. So, hey, chill out. Maybe you want to go to Iran or something. Upon acceptance of this agreement, full aid will be immediately sent to the Gaza Strip. At a minimum, aid quantities will be consistent with what was included in the January 19th agreement regarding humanitarian aid, including rehabilitation of infrastructure, water, electricity, sewer, rehabilitation of hospitals and bakeries.
So random.
Yeah, both hospitals, and you get a nice donut. Entry of necessary equipment to remove rubble and open roads. Okay. Entry of distribution and aid in the Gaza Strip will proceed without interference from the two parties, either party, through the UN and its agencies, and the Red Crescent. I assume that's like the Red Cross, but Muslim, I guess. In addition to the other international institutions not associated in any manner with either party. Opening the Rafah crossing in both directions will be subject to the same mechanism implemented under the January 19th agreement. Gaza will be governed under the temporary transitional governance of a technocratic, that's a weird one, apolitical Palestinian committee responsible for delivering the day-to-day running of public services and municipalities for the people in Gaza. Technocratic, does that mean it's going to be done remotely by ethnic Palestinians in Western countries, I wonder? This committee will be made up of qualified Palestinians and international experts with oversight and supervision by a new international transitional body, the Board of Peace, which will be headed and chaired by President Donald J. Trump, with other members and heads of state to be announced, including former Prime Minister Tony Blair. This body, who was great for peace post 9/11 after all, this body will set the framework and handle the funding for the redevelopment of Gaza, such time as the Palestinian Authority has completed its reform program as outlined. What else? Okay, the body will call best international standards to create modern and efficient governance. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. A Trump economic development plan to rebuild and energize Gaza will be created by convening a panel of experts who have helped birth some of the thriving modern miracle cities in the Middle East. Many thoughtful investment proposals and exciting development ideas have been crafted by well-meaning international groups and will be considered to synthesize a security and governance framework. All right, so it sounds like he's getting Qatar and Saudi Arabia in on this, and they are finally building him a Trump Plaza. That sounds like that is. He's like, it's for the Gazans. beachfront property, though, you know? All right, special economic zone will be established with preferred tariff and access rates. Of course, there will be. No one will be forced to leave Gaza, and those who wish to leave will be free to do so and free to return. We will encourage people to stay and offer them the opportunity to build a better Gaza. Make Gaza great again. Let's see. Hamas and other factions agree to not have any role in governance, directly, indirectly, or in any form. All military, terror, and offensive infrastructure, including tunnels and weapon production facilities, will be destroyed and not rebuilt. They'll demilitarize it. Blah, blah, blah.
How is there any left?
Yeah, for real. There'll be a buyback. New Gaza will be fully committed to building a prosperous economy, whatever. 14. A guarantee will be provided by regional partners to ensure that Hamas and the factions comply with their obligations and the new Gaza poses no threat to its neighbors or its own people. 15. The United States will work with Arab and international parties or partners to develop a temporary international stabilization force, the ISF, to immediately deploy in Gaza. The ISF will train and provide support to vetted Palestinian police in Gaza and will consult with Jordan and Egypt, who have extensive experience, long-term internal security. It'll work with Israel and Egypt to secure the border areas, along with newly trained Palestinian cops, critical to prevent munitions from entering Gaza, and to make sure goods come in. Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza, period. Yeah, how about that? As the ISF establishes control and stability, the IDF will withdraw based on standards, milestones, and timeframes linked to demilitarization that will be agreed upon between the IDF, ISF, the guarantors, and the United States, with the objective of a secure Gaza that no longer poses a threat to Israel, Egypt, or its citizens. Practically, the IDF will progressively hand over the Gaza territory it occupies to the ISF according to an agreement they will make with traditional authority, blah, blah, blah. In the event Hamas delays or rejects the proposal, the above, including the scaled-up aid operation, will proceed in the terror-free areas handed over to the IDF to the ISF. So, if Hamas goes, just kidding, any place with the ISF and IDF already there, they go, we'll keep rebuilding and doing the aid thing, but your area sucks still. An interfaith dialogue process will be established based on the values of tolerance and peaceful coexistence to try and change the mindsets and narratives of the Palestinians and Israelis by emphasizing the benefits that can be derived from peace. I mean, sounds nice. While Gaza redevelopment advances and when the Palestinian Authority Reform Program is faithfully carried out, the conditions may finally be in place for a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood, which we recognize as the aspirations of the Palestinian people. Last but not least, the United States will establish a dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians to agree on a political horizon for peaceful and prosperous coexistence. What do you think about that, Chuckles?
I mean, sounds good.
How do you think it's going to work in practice?
Well, the ISF, the new military, I guess it would be. Police.
I think probably UN peacekeeper might be what they might model themselves after.
Smells like CIA to me, but that's fine.
The International Stabilization Force? Yeah. I mean, it's going to be like, it's going to be Jordan and Egypt and it's whoever, but it's going to be put together by America. So it's whoever, they're going to give us some people, and then, we're going to have the CIA in there. And yeah. So.
Hope it works out.
Yeah, no, it'd be great. It's not going to work out, but it'd be great if it does. Like this plan, what I can say for it is it does sound like they actually thought about it and they actually do want peace. And they go, hey, look, you got to give up stuff. Stop it. You stop it. You stop it. You stop. We're going to do this in chunks. Just y'all keep stopping it and we'll get this done, Even to the point of for every corpse you give us, we'll give you a bunch more of your corpses. We'll give you 1,700 women and children that we took. It's like, you you took what? How many? Why? Don't worry about it. We'll give them back. Okay. Can't imagine why people are mad about this.
Who signed off on that one?
signed off on giving them back or taking them.
No, just including that detail in there. Like,
I have a feeling that it is a sticking point to the Palestinians to say they took women and children and they've been detained since October 7th, 2023. And they're some of the 1,700 detainees that have been taken. And the women and children are not likely military combatants. So I have a feeling there's a number of non-military combatants that happen to be related or cohabitating with someone who was a military combatant who is in an Israeli prison and has been for 2 years. So it's probably something that needs to be worked out because it's probably a sticking point where some guy's like, no, I will fight to the death over this. Like, you have my wife and my children. So this is how it's going to work, right? Well, I mean, technically, in Gaza, Hamas has already said no. But maybe they come together and everyone says yes. Then around 36, 40 hours later, there's an explosion. Israel says, Hamas broke the ceasefire. That's my prediction for peace in the Middle East.
I can't go against that.
Yep. So that is Trump's 20-point plan for peace in Gaza.